This is Ford's two-legged delivery robot. It's called Digit. Ford is working with Agility Robotics to create autonomous deliveries. Once a self-driving car arrives at its destination, Digit will unfold itself from the back of the car. Then it'll grab the correct package from the vehicle and walk straight to your door to drop off the package. Digit was designed to look like a human and walk like one too.
Our goal with Digit is to have a robot as a mobility platform that can be in human spaces, go where people go, and work with people. And there are so many applications where that's going to be a useful and important task. One of the big ones is package delivery. A robot vehicle that can drive on all of our roads is going to be able to do that, but then how do you get it from the vehicle to the doorstep? And that's where our robot comes in. That's what Digit can do.
It can carry packages that weigh up to 40 pounds, go up and down stairs, walk naturally through uneven terrain, and can even keep its balance if it bumps into something. How is it able to do all that? LiDAR sensors and a few stereo cameras, which is what many self-driving cars also use. The autonomous vehicle can wirelessly deliver information to Digit. This exchange of information can help Digit use the best pathway to the front door and overcome unexpected obstacles.
We'd envision the AV to arrive at the site with all the information you'd need to know about starting a mission. We'd have the prior maps, and the AV would be able to aid the robot when it got out of the vehicle in knowing where it was and where it needs to go. And additionally, the AV is full of sensors and computers that can help the robot, which is a little bit thriftier on those components. And should it run into any difficulties in package delivery, we can either solve the problem on the car or we can relay that information up to the cloud for further assistance.
This also keeps Digit super lightweight, and they allow for a long runtime. Ford claims Digit can operate most of the day. No word yet on when Ford expects to send Digit out on its own, or where it will first launch. So, would you answer the door if this rang on your doorbell?
Hey guys, so I want to talk to you all today about the situation with voters, that voters are totally oblivious to this technological revolution. I think from the mindset of a voter or a lot of voters at this point in time, and I have to reach this conclusion because none of the candidates that are running for 2020 president or running for president of 2020 are addressing this technological revolution, but one candidate, one of all of them. And voters, I have to reach the conclusion that voters have to be oblivious to this because they aren't even asking any questions really about the concerns of this. We just witnessed a driverless truck drive up and then unfold a bipedal robot that's able to do tasks that probably a lot of human beings can't do, because some human beings can't even handle a job carrying boxes all day from a delivery vehicle. And then we saw this delivery truck just getting it down the beeline. I mean, the robot's even a better driver than most of you all, right? And so nobody's addressing the sophistication of what our robots can do, what our autonomous vehicles can do. No candidate is addressing it. Somehow they're oblivious to that this can affect jobs with automation. Nobody's pressing them about it. Nobody's concerned about it. So that means to me either voters are unaware of what's going on, you know, you know, which harkens the title of the video, they're oblivious to everything, or there is something wrong with our viewpoint on where do these robots and automation go from now, right? Why isn't this a concern now? When dealing with something like nuclear proliferation, right? We're concerned about that right now. We're saying we got to do something now about that subject as to where it's headed. And the more longer we wait with it, the more dangerous it gets. And so this hasn't come. It's only one candidate brings this up about automation, right? No matter how serious it is, nobody addresses it, and we just go on without without being concerned about this. And I think that's just dangerous. It shows that we have a very short-sighted view of what can happen. I knew when I started to look at the politics, as I got more into politics and trying to understand the world around me, my place in it, it wasn't long before I realized that I found that we live in a society where it's become easier for us to let other people make decisions for us, right? Some of us would much rather that happen, whereas I'm a little bit different. I like to be a part of the decision making that goes on. I think it's time maybe some of us start to be as well. I think these are serious concerns. I think we are not taking them serious enough. I think we should hold our politicians to task on them and talk about them. And it is coming up, but it's coming up in not enough, and it's not coming up in the places that I would think it would come up in, where I would think they should come up, right? Like, for instance, you take a candidate like Andrew Yang, who's on a lot of CBNC, MSBNC, CNN, a lot of the news networks, and none of them really talk about the seriousness of technological revolutions and what it does to the country and what it does to jobs, right? But then he goes on Fox News and the whole topic is about that. And so it comes up in places that is strange, I think, especially coming from the Democratic side of the pond, where when they do talk about it, it's not taken serious at all, right? And so that's very concerning. So I guess I'm asking you all, are we oblivious? Have we become oblivious to this technological revolution that seems to be already here and clear and present, and we're in clear and present danger? I want to go ahead and segue to the next part of the video, and these are very closely related topics. This is the blockchain and cryptocurrency. So many of us who either follow Andrew Yang or are involved in cryptocurrency, Andrew Yang is what I would call a pro-cryptocurrency president. We're talking about blockchain technology, ways to move value, ways to move digital money, ways to move social capital. His election, his campaign takes money in Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. So he takes this cryptocurrency to fund his campaign. He is a 21st century president. And he would be very good for cryptocurrency. He has ideas of his own about how to use the blockchain and cryptocurrency. But it has moved myself to create projects like Bitcoin MYK, which has a universal basic income program in it. If you're not into politics, but you are into cryptocurrency, and you understand the dangers of what this technology could mean to the world, our jobs, and the fact that robots and automation is going to replace us completely, that it is not going to be like the Industrial Revolution that happened hundreds of years ago, and we were able to recover from that. What we're doing now, creating artificial minds, quantum computing, robots that will become indistinguishable from human beings, is leaps and bounds from the Industrial Revolution. So this philosophy that we can apply that same situation to how we recovered from the Industrial Revolution to now, and how we may or may not recover from this technological revolution, I think is utterly ridiculous. Cryptocurrency needs a cryptocurrency president, right? That's Andrew Yang. But in addition to that, blockchain technology, as part of the technology that is also part of the problem, technology creating problems for human beings, is also the solution, right? Universal basic income provides a way for that value to be moved across the blockchain to every human being on the face of the earth, so that when the robots take over in this revolution that will happen, it's not a question of if but when, that blockchain technology and cryptocurrency will be a solution to that problem. Now, the experimentation needs to begin now. We need to collect the data now and move the data now, so that we know how to properly deal with this, and we have systems in place that are already properly conditioned in order to combat this, and how to deal with this. The later we wait, the harder it is going to be able to do that, right? So cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, projects like BitcoinMYK.com, presidential candidates like Andrew Yang, these are all the makings of what it's going to take to usher us into the next era, and that we are taken care of, that we are healthy, and that we coexist with this technology in a way that is going to be good for us and not bad for us. But we have to do the experimentation now. I invite you to join BitcoinMYK.com. It is a cryptocurrency that gives universal basic income to every human being on the face of the earth. That is the goal. If you haven't joined yet, you need to join today, so we can have a system in place to protect us in the future, our future generations. And I think it's very important, guys. I think this is one of these things we're sleeping on. I feel like everybody's asleep and I'm awake. Have you ever had a dream like that? Or have you ever woke up in the house and everybody was asleep, and you were woke and you walked around and you were witnessing everything that they weren't witnessing? I feel like I'm in a situation like that. And I can't stress enough, a lot of people in the technology world have already warned us, whether it be physicists like, I believe his name is Nick Bostrom, right? Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, you name it. All these people who they know better than us, because they're in they're in that field, they're in the technology field, and they probably have access to things we haven't even seen yet. The government has access to things that we haven't even seen yet, that will be introduced into the marketplace at some point in time. It is time to listen to people who know these things and act, right, before it's too late, right? And it is time we start to step up and be responsible for our worlds, not just let somebody else be responsible for or come up with a solution for something. Sometimes it's time for us to step up, come up with the solutions, be part of it, participate in things to make the world a better place. And that opportunity is here now. BitcoinMYK.com. We'll leave a link in the description. This is serious business, folks. And we need to take this as serious as global warming. We need to take this as serious as possible nuclear war. We need to take this this needs to be one of those topics as in the same ballpark of those of that arena, because the long-term effects of this, I believe, is going to be quite dangerous and devastating to us. But that's all I want to say in this video. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, take care.